Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're going to be talking about Nick Gulas. He was one of the greatest promoters of all time. Maybe not the greatest payoff man in the world, but one of the greatest promoters of all time.
We're going to top his cards every week with the greatest card he's ever signed.
I'm pretty sure for this program, let's look at this program. This is Volume 5, Number 2. The National Wrestling Alliance Championship Wrestling Slamogram official program, 50 Cent. Let's see if we can look at that right there.
So we got Dutch Mantel, right?
Yeah, let me go.
George Gulas and looks like Ken Lucas.
Gulas, what's that say? Gulas.
Two of the greatest draws in history.
Well, what about George Gulas? Or is that who you're talking about?
I'll never tell. I like George.
Yeah, I like George too. George was always was a great wrestler. This is what it says. Ken Lucas, Randy Who. This would have been during the time Randy Savage and Dutch Mantel. This picture was took during their feud. George Gulas. Hey, a lot of people don't like George Gulas, but I think he did some of the best selling of any wrestler.
George gets a lot of hate that he really doesn't deserve.
All right, here's that. We'll go on that. Basically, it says the three men who would like to destroy the Japanese connection, and it goes on further in here. Here is this one you can't see too good. Rodney, do you know who the top people are? Well, if I can put it up there. You know who the top people are right there?
On that one page, looks like it's Bobby Eaton and Tojo Yamamoto.
Well, let's look at this. Let's turn it over here and let's see if we can figure out who these people are that's up top up there.
Well, I'll just tell you, it's Bobby and Don Fulton. I think it is.
Yes. Who was the other
Fulton? I don't know.
Yeah, do you know?
I don't remember.
Evidently, though, they were bad guys during this point in time.
And they didn't bad, real bad.
Bobby Eaton and George Gulas, the Jet Set, until, and we'll read this in just a second. But you see old George down there with some
his basketball cheerleaders.
Yeah, I would read what this says right here, but. I may bore you to death in the process of reading all this.
The tremendous basketball game.
I will tell you. Well, there is some. I'll get to that in just a second. Let me go off of this. I got to tell you a little bit about this thing right here. These pictures. It's called Between the Ropes. Well, Bobby Eaton. This was during the time that Bobby Eaton and Jack. I don't know if you was watching the. This would have been around 1979, 1978. But Bobby Eaton turns on George Gulas. And he becomes a part of the Japanese connection. Now, who was the other person in the Japanese connection? I know it was Tojo Yamamoto, but who else was in it?
The Great Pogo was one of them.
The Great Pogo.
And at one time, Gypsy Joe, I think, was a part of that as well. Is he in that program?
He's not in the program, but now we're showing that here is the new Japanese connection: Bobby Eaton, Tojo Yamamoto.
If you have, there is an interview with Bobby Eaton as part, and he was with the Pogo, Great Pogo, as his partner, and Tojo. And Bobby does a great interview. This thing that Bobby couldn't do a good interview is nonsense. He was perfect in this.
Well, by this time, Tojo does say in this, which Scott Teal is the one who put together this program years ago. Scott Teal did a great job on this program, but Tojo says in this at some point, he says. He tells them, he says, he's by being a part of his Japanese connection, he'll have expensive cars, diamond rings, dining in exclusive restaurants. These are just a few of the things that await members of our organization. Bobby Eaton can kiss McDonald's goodbye. He deserves only the best because I manage the best. Bobby Eaton, say goodbye to the sorry lot that you have chose to associate with, and welcome to the Association of Winners.
They had their own table at B's restaurant.
That's right.
They did. Here is I love this. I wish I would have had Tojo Yamamoto actually autograph this, but he was a bad guy. Would he have really autographed something, guys?
Yeah, for us, he would.
Well, I'm just saying, though, Scott Teal put this in the program, but wouldn't have Nick Gulas fired you if you was signed to autograph with somebody? If you was a heel?
It's possible in the
Right
arena.
at the bottom autograph.
Well, they might have had a very special autograph session with him. Who knows?
Yeah. Tojo Yamamoto, Jack, one of the best bad guys in wrestling history.
Was he in that picture? Does he have his shoes on? His wooden shoes? Yeah, I love the wooden shoe.
Yeah, I got hit by one of them wooden shoes. And a kendo.
Tojo was tremendous. There's no doubt. All right, here is a picture. For those of you who don't know who Nick Gulas is, Nick Gulas, wrestling promoter, famous wrestling promoter in the South. Here he is right there in his office. This will tell you, this is 1978. Let me read this to you. That's 1978 because I'm, Jack, if I'm correct, is the Nashville Sports Arena, has it been torn down?
I believe it's still up at this time.
Are they still using it, or are they?
I think so.
Because wasn't they going to tear the building down?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Well, here it is. It says opening soon, 1978. Opening soon, the new sports arena. Nashville wrestling fans are for a real treat when the new sports arena at the fairgrounds opens up soon. That's right, wrestling fans. Professional wrestling will move to the new arena from the fairgrounds in a couple of weeks. The new building has been a dream of promoter Nick Gulas for several years now, and it's finally been fulfilled. Didn't Nick Gulas help pay for that building?
Nick Gulas did. He financed a huge chunk of the construction of it, and that was the kicker to that, was that he got to use it, all the time.
Well, it said this
on Wednesday night.
Mr. Gulas, who is presently making his headquarters on 8th Avenue South, will be moving his entire office staff into the spacious office in the arena. How many office staff did he have?
I've been to that arena many times. I don't remember a big office space, but
the new arena will be air conditioned. Is it air conditioned?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
The new, I don't know that I've ever been in that building.
It's nice.
Never been in there. The new arena will be an air-conditioned comfort and will seat over 4,000 people comfortably. Ringside mezzanine. Is that how you say that word?
Mezzanine.
Is that? I guess that's I don't think I've ever used that word.
Like a half floor between floors.
All right, I got you. Balcony seats will be available for the fans to choose from. Stop by the fairgrounds and take a look at the new building. It will be permanent. It will be the permanent site for sport for years to come. Hats off to Promoter Nick Gulas for giving us a building we could enjoy and be comfortable in. Looking for further announcements of the grand opening, 1978.
I believe
1978. Here's when it was
just tore that arena down too.
That's crazy. And they sell that place out week after week. Here is Dutch Mantel. You can't really tell that it's Dutch Mantel, but Dutch Mantel, Bobby Eaton. They're going to start a feud by this program. They're in a feud with each other because he's Dutch Mantel. I think they made a big deal about him being in Vietnam, and his interview that he did on television for anybody that lives in the area. But good stuff. Here is the champions at the time in 1978. World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race, Brass Knuckles Champion Dennis Condrey, the Jet Set Bobby Eaton, and George Gulas, which they're having problems now. I say they're going to put that title up online. And what is that? The Mid-America Champion is evidently Dennis was holding all the titles. He was probably going to have the Triple Crown. He was probably going to win the tag team title as well. No wonder. Now I know where Danny Davis got that from. He wanted to get all the championships. See there. Let's see what he wanted to do. You know, Dennis wasn't going to be the world heavyweight champion. So we know that wasn't going to happen. But because Harley wasn't going to give it up. This was very interesting. The backside of this program is very interesting. Can we tell who that guy is in the back of that?
You would probably know him better, I think, as Haku.
Haku. I don't know. Do y'all remember what he wrestled as during this time?
I don't remember what he wrestled as during that time.
No, I don't remember.
Super nice guy though, Tonga.
If you look at it,
Prince Tonga
in the corner, Michael St. John interviewing him.
Yeah, he did go as Prince Tonga for a long time, but I'm not sure if that's what he did there.
Here's the TV listings. Nick Gulas, let's say they called it Gulas Wrestling Enterprises. WTBY Channel 5 in Nashville, Saturdays at 2 p.m. WZTV Channel 17, Nashville, Tennessee, Saturday 5 p.m. WDEF Channel 12, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Saturday at 3 p.m. I always thought that was on at 5 p.m.
It was at one time, and then it switched to 3, and then it finally ended up at like at 3:30.
WYUR Channel 49 in Huntsville, Alabama, Saturday at 12:30 p.m. WBKO Channel 13, Bowling Green, Kentucky, Sunday at 10 p.m. WPPY Channel 24, Memphis, Tennessee, Saturday 9 p.m. WOWL Channel 15 in Florence, Alabama, Saturday 12 noon. WBMG Channel 42, Birmingham, Saturday at 11 a.m. They were on cable TV Channel 3 in Florence, Saturday at 4 p.m. And do y'all remember the American Cable Network?
No, I don't remember them.
They had 1,600,000 homes.
Wow.
This was 1978. I don't remember this. Then they were on cable TV Channel 8 in Somerset, Kentucky, Saturday 5 p.m. Look at the channels he was on. All pretty good. Now, I don't know about the Memphis channel. I don't know about WPPY Channel 40.
WDEF was the one in Northeast Alabama that I picked up. That was what I watched wrestling on.
The WYUR?
WDEF.
WDEF?
Yeah.
Great thing. Scott Teal put together a great program back in those days, and this is just part of my my program collection. Some got messed up in a water incident. The hot water blew up and went all over some of these, but I enjoy looking at these, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you have enjoyed it, give us the big thumbs up. There I am going with that camera again. Give us the big thumbs up and subscribe to the page and go one step further and hit that notification bell.